Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the love that this community exhibits daily and the strength that we possess together, especially in times of struggles or need. Heavenly Father, we ask these things in your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. This time we're going to say the pledge, but you know, this time last Monday was Memorial Day, and there's been a lot of bloodshed, just so we can come and we can gather as we are. So this time let's stand and honor our flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Hendrickson, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Jessica Higgins.
Here.
Donnie Crook.
Here.
Beth Chandler.
Here.
Sean Jacobs. Here. Danny Washer.
Here. All right, we have a quorum. At this time, we need to approve the May 6 minutes.
I make a motion to approve May 6 minutes.
All right, a motion's been made to approve the May 6 minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Washer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes pass. All right, at this time, I'd like to give the audience a chance to speak. Now, just remember, you need to be a citizen or a business owner at this time. If you will please state your name and an address or business, we'd appreciate it. And you got 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll warn you, so don't let me catch you off guard, okay? So,
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council. My name is Rick Walker. My wife and I, Karen, both own and operate the Arts Garage at 118 West Walnut Street, and we own the building as well. And I'm here tonight, first of all, to thank you for this opportunity, but also to present an issue to you and request your support. The issue is involving the vendor setup during the Jamboree and the businesses being charged a fee to have their spaces in front of their retail spaces available. This typically happens down around the square and on the side streets off the square, except on Main Street where the vendors are placed down the center instead of along both sides. This previously in the last few years has not been an issue because there really haven't been any businesses on these other streets, but now there are businesses there and it has become one. And we don't want vendors blocking our access to our business fronts and seeing our businesses. We've been forced to pay a $135 vendor fee to have a 10 by 10 spot open in front of our businesses. I would like to point out this is not required of the businesses on Main Street because they don't have the vendors on that side. Randy Caldwell of the Purple Door and I attempted to make a resolution with this. We met with the president of the Jamboree Committee on August 22nd of last year. We expressed our concerns and provided suggestions and some potential solutions in writing. We were able to meet with the Jamboree Committee on May 9th of this year where we expressed our concerns again. We offered some solutions, and both the fire chief and the chief of police offered some solutions as well. We were sent a letter on May 20th from the Jamboree Committee saying basically the solution is if there's not enough vendors, you can have your space in front of your building. If there are too many vendors, you're going to have to pay to have that space open. My request is that the City Council intervene with the Jamboree Committee on behalf of the businesses and the business owners of downtown Smithville to help us come to a resolution and to stop this unfair practice of charging us to have the space in front of our business. I want to be clear, we support the Jamboree 100%. I've gone every year since I've lived here. I have products I bought from vendors that I use on a weekly basis. But we can't have that at the cost of our success. You know, we bring tax revenue into the city every day. We have created and revitalized downtown in the last couple of years. So much so that social media influencers and the Discovery Channel influencers have come to downtown Smithville to film it and advertise it to the world. The State Tourism Board is investing in Smithville and DeKalb County because of the things that are going on here. So we ask that you help us intervene with this to have a resolution that is both beneficial and successful for both the Jamboree and for the businesses downtown, and as fair as possible. And with that, I thank you, and I can take any questions if you have any.
This is only comment.
Great. And then Randy's got some documents I'd like to pass out, if that's okay.
I'm just going to pass it out to the old one right now, if that's okay.
What do they have to share? I got Again, my name is Randy Caldwell, and my wife and I own the Purple Door on 106 West Walnut. And I appreciate the opportunity to get up here and speak tonight. And please keep in mind, we're not up here in a combative mode or anything. We would just like to kind of work out a solution that's a win-win for both parties. We really wish we didn't have to be here tonight to address this. As Rick said, we've kind of been working through this for 3 years now, and we've been very professional about it. I don't think we've taken a combative approach. We've offered, even to do a layout that can look and see how it can benefit both parties here. But unfortunately, as Rick said, we've arrived at the same solution every year. And we don't think what we're asking is unreasonable. We think there's viable options that can work for both parties. As Rick said, we attended a committee meeting here a few weeks ago. One of the things that we were told was the reason that the Jamboree was started was to help the businesses downtown in a period when business was slow. And I can attest as a business owner, business is slow at this time of the year. So it's really important for us to be successful, but we also want the Jamboree to be successful. It's hard to be successful as a retail establishment when people cannot see your building. Even if we have the 10-foot space in front of our office or in front of our shop, it's difficult for people to see that. I understand, it's difficult I know how hard it is to put on an event like this. And I don't think it's malicious by any intent. People are used to doing the same thing year and year, and we understand that, but we think, everybody can be successful. We look at some options. I do want to pass this out. The business owners that we're talking about, we did pass around a petition. And again, we are representing the Smithville Merchants Alliance as a group of the retail owners downtown. And this is basically a petition that is signed by 83% of the retail businesses downtown that are in support of this request. So we ask you to take that into consideration as you consider our request. These business owners, we all live here, work here, we invest in the community. We're here 365 days a year. Beyond what we do every year, we're also very supportive of all the different organizations. We put on events that cost us money, time, and effort to do that. We're bringing tax dollars to the city, to the county. And again, just to reiterate again, we're in support of Jamboree. We want the vendors to be successful. We want them down their street. We understand the value they bring to bringing foot traffic to our door. My wife was a vendor for 3 or 4 years, here at the Jamboree. So we very much appreciate that, what's going on with that, what everybody does to make that happen. Again, we just respectfully request that you consider what we're asking, and appreciate that you allow us the time to speak to you about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Hi, I'm Tony Luna. I live at 839 Dry Creek Road, but I have a business at 102 West Main and 106 West Main. Today I stand before you to shed light on an issue that has affected our community, our business, and our future. It's the matter of the lingering for far too long the outdated beer law in downtown Smithville, mainly the 3 most popular streets. Picture this: you step outside the historical courthouse and only 170 paces down West Main you can get a beer license. If you go to the east, a few more steps, you can get a beer license. But the 3 most popular streets are left out. It's not a matter of mere inconvenience. It's a matter of fairness. Our local entrepreneurs, small business owners, and aspiring restaurateurs deserve equal access to economic growth. The current system creates an uneven playing field where some thrive while others struggle. As we all know, Smithville and Center Hill Lake is not a dot on a map. It is a hidden gem, but that's turning fast. Imagine the possibilities of boutique breweries, cozy pubs, vibrant eateries lining our streets. Picture tourists enjoying local craft beer, sharing stories, and creating memories. Our community has the potential to become a hub for food experiences, live music, and cultural exchange. Here's the irony. While the state of Tennessee allows a beer license, our city boundaries restrict them. It's time to bridge this gap. Let's harmonize our local laws with a broader vision of progress. We owe it to our citizens, our visitors, and our future generations. It's not about it's about economic growth. By reforming this outdated law, we open the doors to new businesses. Imagine revitalized storefronts, bustling sidewalks, and thriving local economy. Our entrepreneurs deserve a chance to flourish. It's about job creation. More businesses.
Tony, 1 minute.
Okay, more businesses mean more jobs, more brewers, more servers, more chefs, more musicians. We can create an employment opportunity to sustain families and strengthen our community. A vibrant downtown is not just about commerce, it's about culture. It's about fostering creativity and providing a space where everyone feels welcome. It's about community pride. In closing, I'll leave you with this. Our beer law is outdated. I have no intentions of opening a pub or a restaurant. I'm here as a business owner that sees a missing link that other small towns are doing that we're missing on these valuable tax dollars that we need. I'm vested in this town and county, and I'd love to see our town, every street, every corner, every business thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Hi, Ken Fennell, my wife and I, Erin, we live off of Four Seasons, drive in Four Seasons, but we own several properties in downtown, the Refine Boutique, and we just purchased the 105 West Main building as well. So, along with what Tony said, respectfully, we asked for consideration of removing the beer ordinance. And the reason being is exactly what he said, business growth for everybody. And prospering Smithville. I did a lot of research online, reading articles, and there's 3 common ingredients that make up a successful small town business district. They fall into 3 things. One is a commitment, an investment by the private groups that are doing these businesses, as well as the public, which is you, the chamber, and the city. We get tons of support from the chamber. What we're asking for you is not financial support, but just merely removing the hurdles and the boundaries that prohibit us from being better and growing. The second ingredient or bucket is hours of operation. It's hard for us as business owners to justify opening every hour, every day, or even some months when it's frankly dead downtown. Which leads into the third thing, a variety of establishments. Small downtowns cannot thrive without a variety of establishments. Retail cannot stand alone. Restaurants without beverage options cannot stand alone. National Restaurant Association says 7 in 10 customers say that they're more likely to choose a restaurant based on availability of beer, wine, or cocktails. Not to mention the margins on those items are far greater than food itself. Downtown this past Saturday at 3 o'clock, I drove by, dropped a couple things off at our store. I left. Downtown was dead, completely. Nobody there. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, beautiful day. Down the road, Twist Oak, standing room only, you couldn't get another car in their parking lot. I think you find the correlation there with the beverage, the food and beverage, the options for entertainment, sitting outside, listening to music. We need that. So, in closing, Time Magazine had an article that talked about how buying local boosts the economy. And it equates money and blood and the body and the economy as similar entities. When money flows, blood flows, the body does well. When money flows fast, the body does even better, right? When the dollars stay local, when the money is spent here, and then that waitress or waiter takes it and buys gas or goes to Food Lion, it stays in the local tax.
Ken, that's...
Yeah, burden. But thank you. I appreciate all your time and everything that you all do. Thank you.
Right, any...
think I got this for 3 minutes. First, I want to thank the city of Smithville for all the city provides for the Jamboree weekend.
Can you state your name, please?
I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm Kim Luton. I live at 1008 South College Street, and I'm the president of the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree. I do want to come back, thank you all for what all you do. The city provides us, the security, EMA, city workers, and much, much more, and our board truly appreciates it. The mission statement of the Smithville Jamboree and Craft Festival is to preserve the true heritage of Appalachian craft, music, and dance. This year's festival is the 53rd, and we extend to carry on our mission. The Jamboree Board is made up of 11 members and 7 separate committees. This is a free event for the public, but no one's paid on our board. This is strictly a volunteer board, and there's many countless hours and time given to this thing. The Jamboree is also a 501(c) nonprofit organization. We barely break even. All donations to the event provide a tax write-off to those who give to us. We promote the city of Smithville and the downtown area. We want the businesses to succeed and capitalize on the 2-day event as much as they possibly can. At our last board meeting, we did invite the downtown businesses to come and discuss their concerns. Chief Charlie Parker and Chief Mark Collins joined us and offered a suggestion for opening up 3rd Street in order to increase our booths and offer a place to move some booths as needed. It wasn't possible this year because of the electrical things. The cost of electrical board is $2,000 to $3,000 and wasn't in our budget, but we have already begun to look at that as an option for next year. Our policy states we place a booth in front of businesses last. We're down this year, so they're going to be spread out. If we are going to be full, we'll offer to the business, yes. As a goodwill gesture, we'll ask them to donate basically $135 for that effort. We don't ask them to buy tabloid space, spots, or anything else. In return, we've also hired a constable to patrol the streets. The vendors should not be putting their containers or anything else on the sidewalks. We understand that was an issue last year, and we will make sure the sidewalks are clear. As far as Main Street is concerned, it is a fire lane Chief Charlie Parker has designated. I don't know that you all know this, but the booths are not straight down Main Street. Every year we move them either to the right or to the left. They are not straight down. Otherwise, there would be booths on both sides of the streets. On average, there'll be 25,000 to 30,000 people here in about a month. It has been said that this festival, and I quote, provides enough income to supply my store for Christmas. Several stores have called and asked, how can we help? And that's what it's all about, community and common good for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King.
Hi, I'm Susan DeMay. I have a pottery business at 801 South Mountain Street, and I also have a residence behind the pottery studio. I came to Smithville through the Appalachian Center for Craft, where I received as a student a master's degree from Tennessee Tech. Previous to that, I received a master's degree from Peabody Vanderbilt. While living here as my primary address, I taught clay at Vanderbilt for 33 years. After retiring from Vanderbilt full-time, I went to Cumberland. So I've been in Middle Tennessee for a very long time. However, I feel the deepest connection to the Craft Center and to the Jamboree since I participated in the Jamboree Craft Festival for nearly 3 decades. I am now a member of the Crafts Committee of the Jamboree and also serve as the craft juror for the festival. The Crafts Committee meets frequently to review all of the applications. I am also a member of Tennessee Craft, formerly known as TACA. The mission of these two groups, TACA and the Craft Committee, is to hold craft work to a high standard. We are dedicated to uplifting the past and present of handmade craft. The year I joined the Jamboree Committee back in 2019, they went back to our roots of featuring Appalachian and handmade crafts, since we are the official festival of Tennessee. With grants from the Tennessee Arts Commission, we want to offer the best craft work in the state through our casing, and awards. This requires a lot of work by the Crafts Committee, weeding out vendors who don't meet the standards and attracting new artists and craftspeople. We have grandfathered some booths of vendors who have a long-standing presence at the festival. We are still accepting
Mr. May, you have
applications.
1 minute.
Okay, I'm almost done. We are still accepting applications as we are not completely full. But our idea is to keep the festival full and offer the best crafts in the state of Tennessee and beyond. I can answer any questions that you might have.
No, this is no questions.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Tammy Judkins. I live at 453 White Oak Drive. I've lived here for 25 years, but the Jamboree, I grew up coming here from out of town. So to now be able to be on the board and a part of that is just great. Last year, right before the Jamboree, we decided to open up our social media aspects to Instagram and TikTok, and I got elected to that. And knowing that we were vendor full, I did make it my priority to hit town, potentially Walnut Street that I know was full, and they are thriving. So I literally went down that street. Out of my 10 videos, 6 was from that street, 3 others in town, and 1 that had donated and supported us as well that was local. So I did go. I just want to make, and I will be back. We will give them that free publicity that I did before, that they just can give a little shout out that goes all the way across our Instagram and our TikTok pages where they're hashtagged in and hashtagged along with all of Smithville. So I just want to be sure that we will continue that as well.
Thank you, Ms. Judkins.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. My name is Jackie Neal Smith. I'm a lifelong resident of Smithville and DeKalb County. And every year, except for possibly 2 years, I've been a member of the community chorus. One year when my husband was, he was in the military and serving overseas, and I was there with him. I missed it that year, and then another year when we were expecting one of our children. The community chorus is made up of all facets of the community, people from all walks of life, all types of businesses, workers, professional, just whatever. And they all come together for one reason, and that's to celebrate this great city, county, state, and country in which we live, and we are so blessed to live in freedom. And also to honor those who fought and died for us to have that freedom. It's been estimated over the years that anywhere from 50 to 100,000 people have attended this festival over the 2-day period. Through the years, many of the chorus members have been professional singers and musicians who've lent their talents and not charged anything. And as a matter of fact, none of us in the chorus receive any benefits, and some of us couldn't get paid even if we wanted to. We're just not that talented. This is our contribution to the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree and Crafts Festival. It's the official festival of the state of Tennessee. And I'd like for each of us to ask ourselves, are we contributing or are we just reaping benefits? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
Good evening. My name is Gary Booth. I live at 240 Hope Cove, and I'm a resident of the city of Smithville. I don't own any of businesses downtown, and I don't drink beer. But I want to make it clear that I stand in support of the 2 people that were here earlier and talking about relaxing and or otherwise adjusting the rules just to create more options downtown. I find it limiting times, And I really would like to see more opportunities for the city to get more money in terms of taxes, for the city to grow, and to just feel a little bit more opportunity for the residents to come downtown. So I do stand in support of that, even though I won't be having a beer.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Anyone else? Give everybody time. I don't want nobody to say he didn't have time to come up and speak. All right, we'll now close the public hearing. Council, you've heard from several people. You know, I definitely, of course, if you amend, talking about the beer, if you decide to amend the beer ordinance, of course, you know it takes 2 readings, just like a rezoning or a budget or whatever. It takes 2 readings and a public hearing. And of course, you've heard what they've asked to take it off. I'm sure there'll be no action tonight. I'm sure there'll be talks. But of course, that's what has to happen to change the beer ordinance. Now, on the other issue, on the Jamboree, well, either you can't wait till next month to intervene or not intervene. That July the 1st is, it'll all be set in stone. So I heard this morning that, first, let me say this, at 9 o'clock this morning, I was told that there was only 2 booths going down Walnut Street. Now that's, I don't know if that's changed, not changed. So the cutoff date was June the 1st. So I mean, this year, I don't know if it's even worth discussing anyway. I mean, there's apparently not going to be an issue this year. So, but I mean, you know, I'm going to open the floor. Any discussion on that? We're not even into our agenda yet, so, I mean, either you're going to decide to take any action. If I hear none, then I'm going on to the agenda. First of all, I'll say something. I love our merchants. Man, I do. I love downtown. I think they've done a tremendous job. I don't know if this is the right or the wrong time to say this, but of course, Shop Lake Local is Friday night, starts at 5 and goes till whenever. I think there's a question mark on the end of that. And also, there's going to be a festival down here on Saturday starting at 10 o'clock. There's a lot of activity on the square. There's more now than there ever has been that I know of since I've been here 11 years. But, you know, the Jamboree I know is a little bit different. But I will tell this board this. Whatever you do, you got to be fair. You cannot just do one for Walnut Street and not do it for Market Street and not do it for all streets. Everybody's on a level playing field. So, you know, if you take action, then you got to take action on more than just Walnut Street than who's come up here tonight. So, again,
I'll make a motion to table this until we have time, maybe have a workshop to discuss it, because this kind of come up all of a sudden. So it's pretty quick, and I know Jamboree's coming up next month, so I don't know if there's anything we can do this year or not. But I'll make a motion to table it for the time being, and maybe we can have a workshop and discuss it further.
Good. Well, any other discussion?
Well, I think because it's not full, that we shouldn't pass action. But yeah, I think we do need to talk about it before next Jamboree.
Well, if there's not going to be but 2 booths, really there's not a whole lot to discuss. I mean, it sounds like everybody's going to be okay this year. And of course, I do know that You know, I spent a lot of time with Chief Parker and Chief Collins the other day talking about North 3rd Street. I do think that is a good option going forward if the Jamboree Board can find that, to put that in their budget. So, so I have a motion on the table. Is there a second? Nobody second? All right, motion dies for lack of a second. So is any more discussion? Is anybody else going to make a motion on anything? If not, I'm going forward. Okay, we're going on into our agenda. So the first order of business tonight is the first reading of ordinance number 524. This is a rezoning of parcel on Juniper Bell Street from R1 to R2 as requested by the developer, Matt Stanley. This was advertised. We've got to have a public hearing on this. So right now I'm going to open the floor up for a public hearing on this one item. Anyone like to speak on this issue? State your name, please, and address.
Yes, my name's Melina Harrell. I have residence at 112 Juniper Lane, and we also have real estate on 404 Bell Street. I was just concerned about this being passed. Most basically, the traffic on Juniper, the road is, I think, 14 feet, and I'm not sure that that's up to standard, but right now we have buses trying to meet SUVs, and it's like at a standstill. The traffic is right there on Juniper, so that I'm just kind of concerned about the safety issue of traffic on that road and the width of the road. If there could be any kind of consideration to it being widened or anything. Not Bell Street. I know that he's proposed to have Bell Street widened, but on Juniper per se, with that amount of traffic coming in and out, it's just a very narrow street. So
okay,
that's my concern.
Thank you.
If you don't mind me, so it's already zoned R1, and Mr. Stanley's asked to go to R2, which it goes from 10,000 square foot to 7,500 square foot. So it's already qualified to be a subdivision. I think he's asking for the R2 to maybe squeeze in a few more lots or whatnot. So, I mean, it's already going to be a subdivision. And, you know, as far as the traffic, I don't know, but I know the Smithville Planning Commission approved, or their recommendation was to go from R1 to R2. So, I mean, it's.
Would anyone else like to speak on this? Anybody?
Steve Cantrell. I have businesses and property in Smithville, and I'm also a DeKalb County resident. I have two properties that adjoin the area that Matt is proposing for the rezoning. I don't object to the rezoning, so that needs to be understood. What I do want to make sure, though, is that the infrastructure for that area is such that it can handle the number of houses that will be in the so-called subdivision. And that is a main concern. For too many times I've seen within Smithville where we've had new housing developed and either the sidewalks aren't there or the roads are not there. Now, I trust Matt. He's a good friend. But I just need to make sure that both the city and Matt, as they go forward, are in lockstep so that the city ensures that the infrastructure is there as far as sidewalks and adequate streets, so that the future citizens of Smithville that will be living in that area have that infrastructure to support them. So that's my only concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cantrell. Kevin, stand up. Come on up. Sorry. Yeah. Put you on the spot tonight. Is there any concern whatsoever with this? I know this, again, I'm not on the planning commission, but...
On water, sewer, streets, no. We don't require sidewalks, so that's up to the developer to
But
put
as far
sidewalks
as
in.
water, everything's good, sewer?
Correct. It'd
especially
have to be
sewer?
up to standards before it's even passed.
Okay. Okay.
Is that what you...
That's what I wanted to know, wanted to hear. Absolutely. Anyone else on this public hearing? Yeah. Anyone? All right, I'm going to close this public hearing. So now I'm going to open it up to the city council for discussion. So again, we're going from R1 to R2. Of course, the lots can be a little bit smaller on R2. So, any discussion? Is there a motion to pass ordinance number 524 on first reading?
I'll make that motion to approve this from R1 to R2.
Okay, a motion's been made by Ms. Higgins. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Crook. Mr. Hendrickson, will you please call roll?
Yes. Danny Washer,
Yes.
Sean Jacobs,
Yes.
Beth Chandler,
Yes.
Donnie Crook,
Yes.
Jessica Higgins.
Yes.
All right, ordinance number 524 passes on the first reading. We'll have the second reading in July. The next order of business is the second and final reading of our, first of ordinance number 525. It's amending and adopting the new city's budget 24-25 fiscal year. Is there a, we're going to open the floor up for a public hearing. So I'm going to open the floor. Anybody? All right, I'm now going to close this public hearing. Hunter, you want to go ahead and read or ordinance
I read it last
525? Okay.
Need a motion
Is there any
second.
questions, concerns? Taxes not being raised? So, do I have a motion to pass ordinance number 525 on the second and final reading?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Jacobs. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Washer. Mr. Hendrickson, please call the roll.
Jessica Higgins.
Yes.
Donnie Crook,
Yes.
Beth Chandler,
Yes.
Sean Jacobs,
Yes.
Danny Washer.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 525 passes on the second and final reading. The next item on the agenda tonight, there will be no public hearing in this. It could not be advertised in the amount of time that it needed to be run. So there will be a public hearing on this in July, but this is ordinance 526. This is a rezoning of a parcel on Kendra Drive from light industrial to R2 as requested by Chris Allen.
I gave y'all a printout of this where the old Georgia Girl factory is. It's not on the Miller Road side, it's on the Kendra Drive on the back, if y'all will look. He's requested and the Smithville Planning Commission recommended to the city council along with our planner Tommy Lee he's wanting to rezone this little section here to R2, residential 2, and I mean, our planner approved of it and the planning commission, they sent it to the city council.
What's it zoned right now?
Industrial, light industrial, I-1.
Going to R2, so I mean, there could be apartment or.
Yeah, he can do, by that, he can do a duplex or whatever, but it's only for a small part of the section there that I presented y'all, and like I said, our planner gave approval, and so did the planning commission, so he saw no problem with that.
But again, there'll be a public hearing on.
We'll have a public hearing in July 1st.
Yeah. Any more discussion?
Both of them.
Do I have a motion to pass this on the first reading?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Ms. Higgins. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Washer. Mr. Hendrickson, will you please call the roll?
Danny Washer,
Yes.
Sean Jacobs,
Yes.
Beth Chandler,
Yes.
Donnie Crook,
Yes.
Jessica Higgins.
Yes.
Right. Ordinance 526 passes on the first reading. The only other item I have tonight, the last meeting, again, there's the parcel by the Smithville Elementary School that we do nothing with other than put man hours in every week, keeping it clean and mowing. Matter of fact, I seen them mowing it today. We had made a motion to give this to DeKalb County, so sorry, Tony. That should have been to the the Board of Education. Yes, so, you know, the kids practice ball out there, they practice t-ball. It was donated to us years ago. We don't need it, and I mean, I don't want to see something go there in front of a school anyway. That would not be good. So I say let the school have it. Let them put a playground equipment out there, do with it what they need to. And so I think it's about 3/4 of an acre. So do I have a motion to amend that, to give that to the school board instead of DeKalb County?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's been made by Mr. Washer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Higgins. Call roll, Mr. Hendrickson.
Danny Washer,
Yes.
Sean Jacobs,
Yes.
Beth Chandler,
Yes.
Donnie Crook,
Yes.
Jessica Higgins.
Yes.
All right, thank you. I talked to Patrick Cripps today, and he was very thankful. So, any more discussion? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Wait a minute. Again, Friday night, Shop Late Local, starts at 5 o'clock. Is Elvis gonna be here? He is gonna be here. Okay. At Sheriff's. Okay.
I saw him today.
Okay. So Elvis will be on the square Friday night. Yeah. And then again, we have an event down here Saturday. There should be a lot of people. I think I talked to Angela today, and she already said there was going to be about 80 booths down here. So there'll be a lot of people on the square this weekend. So that ends at 4 on Saturday. So, all right. Mr. Washer's made a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Higgins. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.